Is it early for me? Oh, you know what I said I was going to do? Here, hold on. This is silly, but I am silly. I have this little, like, what do you call it? Like balance ball. And I thought, good morning, Tammy. Good morning, Katie. I thought I would practice start the habit of, see how it works. If when I do my TikTok lives, I, instead of sitting in my chair, that I'm going to sit on this balance ball that I have. Okay. So I'm just going over here. Don't worry. Here, look back there. All right. Let's see how this works. Bouncy. Okay. Look. I'm getting body stable. Okay. Can't hurt. See what I just did then? Here's a silly thing. But this is how you change things, is little tiny bits at a time. I just did this for myself because I realized I was sitting in my chair, but I had a thought, oh, you know what I want to try that I think might be good for me, core and balance and I don't know, bouncing is, I had an idea. How about playing with, sitting on this big bouncy ball only when you do your TikTok lives. Good morning, Mose. Good morning, Mike. Sharon. Good morning. Oh, Handmade by Heath. Nice to meet you. And all I did, you guys, I love how I can just show you how simple it can be, is I remembered, I said, oh, wait a minute. And literally, wait a minute. I'm not going to do what I normally do, which is sit in my chair. I'm going to do something different that's going to get me to the destination I want, which is to have a healthy, strong body. So I'm thinking that sitting on this bouncy ball might increase my healthy bodiness more so than sitting on a chair, but we'll see. It's all a giant experiment. Good morning, Robin. Good morning, Lindsay. Oh, my friend Lindsay spells her name that way. Kathy and Rosalind, and this is where Fort Myers, Florida, you get the sunshine. Okay, we get the gloom. You get the sunshine, we get the gloom. It's okay though, because tomorrow's Halloween, and it was unseasonably warm here. I'm in Pennsylvania. It was unseasonably warm here on Saturday, which I kind of loved, but also unseasonable. So rainy in Ohio. Yeah, we get kind of gloomy and damp in Pennsylvania, but this is more how this time of year is supposed to be. It does remind me though, however, is that one of my things in this chapter of my life, what I want to happen is to go to warm places when it's cold at home. That's one of my destinations, to be able to do it. Oh, Rivka said PA is here too. Okay, so anyhow, now that we are here, let's make the most of our time together. What do I mean by that? Well, first of all, if you don't know who I am, if you've never tuned in before, German Maid is saying 85 in North Carolina, can't wait for the cold weather. Yes, it can be a bit of a thing. Oh, there's another Katie on here. Good morning, good morning. Wicked lot of Katies. So, good morning. My name is Beth. And what I would much rather you remember besides my name, because this is not about me, this is about you, is Destination Decluttered. Even if you don't remember the word Destination Decluttered, even if you just remembered one of those two words at all, I would love for you to just think about the word destination. Irregardless, I'm using that as joking, okay? I like to play with how I speak because when I do, I crack myself up. Regardless of the word decluttered, how about just destination? What's a destination to you? To me, a destination is something you're excited to get to, like on vacation. It's like a road trip, that you have a road trip and you have a place that you want to go to, because going there, you think it's going to be fun when you get there, but also you're going to take a road trip. You're not just going to fly over it, but you're going to go there a bit at a time and you're going to enjoy the journey. I thought, okay, Lesbian Muppet, I love it. I'm a writer, edited, I do the same. I'm glad I'm not alone. Somebody once, trying to be helpful, consider the positive intent, said, oh no, you're using that wrong word, or that's not the right word. I'm like, I know, but I don't care. I think it's funny when I misuse the words for effect. What is that thing? Is it Picasso? Is it Picasso or Nietzsche or Annette Funicello? I always... non sequitur. You have to know the rules in order to break them, something like that. So anyhow, why am I here today? Why am I here at 8 a.m. on a Monday morning? I am here to help you. Angela Marie, love you, love your glasses, right back at you. Here I say, yeah, there we go. See, it's not rocket surgery. Can I tell you? I will just share in my. I don't know if my clients. I have a lot of one-on-one clients, and met them most on TikTok. I'll be honest with you. And one of them, if she's here, she would realize when I caught myself during a coaching session saying, oh, you hit the nose right on the head, and I was like, no, that's not it. Nail on the head. You got it on the nose. So, I love playing with my language. It delights me. It cracks me up. MJAR, 5 a.m. in California. Okay, let's make it the most for all of us today, okay? I can keep on chatting, and this can be lovely, and this can be fun, and I love, don't get me wrong, one of the things I love about doing these TikTok lives is connecting with you, is to feel like I have a connection to people all over the country, but let's make some good use of this connection. And my thought is if you're hanging out here, it's not just to meet somebody you haven't met before who's up early and wearing her glasses and drinking her tea. It's because I'm a decluttering life coach. If you are struggling with clutter, which I think you may be because you're here, I can help you. I can help you on this TikTok live, but I can also help you with my one-on-one coaching. And here's what I want to do is let's figure out, this is what we would do if I were on a consultation call with you to even, examine working together for a 10-week, one of my 10-week packages. Is what's your problem? What is your clutter problem? And what I would love to find out is what your clutter problem is, because a couple of things. One is if you hit the wrong button, okay. If you have a clutter problem, I'll solve it. Check out the groove while my DJ revolves it. This is how my Gen X brain works. This morning, literally on my morning walk, I was singing Let's Do the Time Warp Again. I don't know why, but that's okay because I love my brain and I love how in my brain and all the parts of it and my body and this whole thing works together to do some awesome stuff. Thank you, Catherine, the hook. Okay. I appreciate it. And see, we're helping each other out because I'm also of an age where I'm like, I was in the hallway last night when my husband came home and I was like, I can't think of the word. I think it was paper towels. It was like, that's it. I'm losing my mind. So I got to speed up. I got to speed up what I'm doing in my life before I get to that point where I seriously don't remember words. It's happened in my family before. So I'm keeping an eye on like where I want to go and how quickly I want to get there. Okay. Yeah. Nothing wrong with having lyrics in your head. I feel bad for people who don't. Ice Ice Baby. Under Pressure. Okay, there we go. Yeah, Halloween means Rocky Horror Picture Show. I love it. Okay, so here's what I want to do. Seriously, you guys, we could chat all day, and I freaking love this. But your time is precious. My time is precious. So let's make this worth it. This is how I explain things, is through this brain and this mouth and all the things. But I am here to help you. I'm here to help you with your clutter. And if I had to sign off right now and I couldn't even answer any of your questions, what I would love for you to begin this day, to begin this week, believing and thinking and knowing is decluttering. And I'm talking to your brain right now that's afraid of even starting. It's overwhelmed. It's scared. It's like, oh, little brain, it's not as bad as you think. It's not as scary as you think it's going to be. It is not as hard as you think it's going to be. Now that's me as your co-pilot here in the car. You're the driver. I'm in the passenger seat, but you've got some thoughts in the back seat. I call them your backseat drivers. The thoughts in your back seat are those thoughts in the part of your head that are scared, that are afraid to start decluttering, that are afraid to even try, that are scared because something bad might happen if you declutter. This is kind of your nervous system, really. This is part of when you feel a fear, when you feel afraid, your nervous system gets all kind of like tingly in not a good way. Like, wait, something bad could happen. Notice my body language even. Shh, it's okay. When a puppy gets nervous, when a doggo gets nervous, when a little kid gets nervous, the first thing you want to do is a little pet him on the head. It's going to be okay. Soothe that, calm down your nervous system so that you can say, it's going to be all right. Decluttering does not mean anybody's going to die or have harm happen to them. This is safe. This is safe. I make it safe for you and your nervous system. And then for the other part of your brain who's like, yeah, it's safe, whatever, but it's boring, I make it fun. I joked with myself earlier today, or I wrote it down. I was like, I put the fun in fundamentals. because what I will love to share with you is that decluttering, there's like literally 3 tools in the toolkit. You notice my metaphor of you being the driver and we're in a car? You've got a toolkit in your trunk that when you get stuck, you can go to your toolkit and pull out a couple of tools. Now, many of us say, well, I've got so many tools. Which one do I use? There's the 3 heavy hitters that you use all the time. One of them is calming down your overwhelm and your nervous system, your physical nervous system, so you can hear your brain. The other one is noticing those thoughts so you can actually undo that. So you're not calming it down all the time. You're doing it in a way that you notice the thoughts that keep you stuck. So you can, instead of running away from them, you turn and you not confront them, but with love and curiosity, you turn inwards and say, okay, what's up? What's going on in here? And you say, oh, I get it. And with that insight, then you move forward. And then you move forward towards your destination, and then we make a roadmap of it. Is pretty much what I use my process, called breeze blocking, which is getting it into the real world. All this insight, ta-da! Then you get into the real world and say, okay, what does my week look like? Do I have time this week, today, to get some of this stuff done? The answer should be yes. If you work with me, I help you find time because it doesn't take a long time. And I'm going to do this. I'm going to get specific. I'm going to write it down. I'm going to chunk it down, all the things to increase the likelihood that you do the things that you know are going to get you to your destination. Okay. Amber, got to get the kids ready for school. Totally get it. It was really nice to hear from you for a short bit. What I want to offer to you, Amber, too, is in case you don't know, I download all these TikTok lives and upload them to Destination Decluttered on YouTube. So if you're buzzing around saying, oh, this sounds really good, but I'm going to miss it because it's live, never fear. Underdog is here. There's no need to fear. Underdog is here. You can check this out on Destination Decluttered on YouTube. I also did a couple of pop-up TikTok lives this weekend because my weekend plans totally got uprooted and it was fine. I landed. I was flexible, like the guy at the car wash, right? Woo! And me on my little bouncy ball. Whoa, this is kind of fun. Maybe I will do this more. And I got you. I'm going to upload all of those to YouTube today. So anyhow, there we go. Okay, enough of me. Let's turn this lovely thing over to you. I'm backing up right now. And if you'll notice too, one of the things I will do is I will read your comment out loud so everybody can hear it. And I say that because when I upload these to YouTube, people don't see the running thread in front of us. This is also for, just so you know, this is also for those of you who say, wait a minute, I love to declutter while these lives are on. I would love it. I love it if y'all put down your devices, put it on so you can hear me, whether it's turning up the speaker, putting it in earbuds. I will say this, when I was decluttering my basement yesterday, I opened up the Instapot because it was available. I took the thing off and I put my phone in it so it amplified the sound of the music I was listening to. Get creative. Everybody's so creative. Oh my gosh, can you tell that my brain is happy to be awake? What I want to offer is put the phone down, listen to me, and declutter while I am talking. I won't take offense if you are busying yourself doing the things that you know even in 45 minutes is going to make you feel better, okay? So I will do that. So what do we have here? We have some things. Thank you for everybody who has shared the live. If you haven't and you have friends that you are, that need some help decluttering, let them know about Destination Decluttered. Okay, so Mary Teresa 1955 says, I think I need professionals to help with my mess. Any references? Mary Teresa, I will say this. If you think you need professionals, yes, you could probably Google. I will say I use Google as you could research online and find professional organizers in your area. I just recently became a member of NAPO, the National Association of Professional Organizers. There may be somebody in your area. But before you do that, what I would love for you to just think about is, because I've done this, I have gone in and helped people in their houses, and it is a short-term fix for many of them. What I would love for you to think about is, what are the habits that got you cluttered? Because they can come in and they can help you decrease the quantity of items in your home and help you rearrange things and all that good stuff. But after they leave, if you haven't changed what's up here and in here, your hands are going to do the same thing and you may reclutter again. Okay? So sure, there is professional help out there. I am professional help. I am a certified life coach. I am now a member of NAPO, and I coach bunches and bunches and bunches of people on Zoom every week. And I don't go into your house and move the stuff. I find what I do is so much more satisfying and powerful and long lasting for the rest of your life is figuring out what's here and in here that got you cluttered so we can change it so that you decrease it's easy to decrease the amount of stuff you have in your house, and you change your habits so you are never cluttered like you were. Okay? Everybody, just notice that. That's not just about Mary Teresa. It all starts up here and in here. I like to call it your head, your heart, and your hands. The Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost. Holy Spirit. I don't think we called it the ghost when I was a kid. Okay. Catherine says, decluttering top of dryer while getting garbage ready to go out. Woke up to a clean and fresh laundry room. Catherine, I love you mentioned that because this is why we do it. This is why we do it. Not so it looks good. So in case Martha Stewart shows up at your front door, maybe she's got Snoop Dogg, and you're like, oh no, I'm going to be judged by somebody else. Sure, that's a byproduct of it. I want you to do this, and this could be a game changer. When you figure out why you're doing it and why you might be resisting the decluttering, how about this? How about doing it for yourself? Thank you for the ice cream, Christina G. Nice to see you. Do it for yourself. Do it so that when you wake up to a clean, fresh laundry room. And not just how it looks, but when you look at that clean, fresh laundry room, how does it feel? Now I've got New Order and Crass going through my head because this is how my brain works. But I will say to you, how does it feel in your body, in your human body nervous system when you walk into a room and it feels cluttered? And then how does it feel when you walk into that room and it's not cluttered? Which feeling do you want to have more of? You can decide. If you want more of that feeling that it feels so delightful and free and fresh and clean and delightful, light, then if you do some stuff to get yourself decluttered, that every time you walk in that room, it doesn't just look good, it feels good. You feel good. It doesn't feel good. You feel good, like James Brown. And you want that's a dopamine hit. My ADHD people, then every time you go into a room, you get that delightful, I feel good feeling. And I am telling you, if somebody actually, here's a funny thing. Somebody said that they were an editor up there. If you edited my copy, you would see that all of these things have hyperlinks underneath them because they are pop culture references. If you strip them all out, I've got a bunch of ands and buts and ors, and then I've got conjunctivitis junction. Okay. Wendy says, I'm always a mess inside because I'm outside all the time. Fair enough. I get that. Here's a funny thing. This weekend, we had an unseasonably beautiful day in Pennsylvania. I knew that wasn't going to last. So I said, I am not going to do what I thought I was going to do, which was to go down the basement and declutter my own stuff. I am going to embrace the fact that it is beautiful to go outside. So notice that the seasonality, the humanity of you are not a robot. So if there are times when you are outside more than often, your inside may reveal that. That's okay. What I want to suggest, though, is if you have seasons, there may be more of a season where you're saying, okay, now's the time I feel like I want to turn my focus inward, inside, and figure out what's going on inside. And not just inside my house, but inside my body and my brain, so that I can also, even when I spend all my time outside, that I have a cool, like the inside of my house looks good as well, right? Notice that. Okay, we got a whole bunch of stuff going on here. Let me do this. Katie is saying it's hard for me to make decisions. Let me help you with that. I can help you with that. Decision making is a skill. Decision making is like building a muscle. Decision making is the more you make decisions, the easier it gets done, because what you realize is what your body and your nervous system learn is that it is okay, that it is safe to make a decision. That when you make a decision aligned with what you want, that there isn't a negative consequence like your scared backseat driver brain might have thought. And how I coach, and what I teach you when I'm coaching, and right now this is what I'm doing, is to say, when you make decisions that are based on what you want your result to be, those decisions just become more, they just become more powerful decisions, because every decision you make will lead you closer to where you want to be. And I say that kind of as a preface, but what I want to get into is the tool that you would use from the Destination Decluttered, decluttering toolkit in the back of your car is noticing what you just did was that you have a thought in your head that makes you feel a feeling in your heart, and then you do a thing with your hand. So Katie and everybody, if you ever have the thing, it's hard for me to ... There was my Boston accent. It's hard for me to make decisions is a thought in your head. It's a sentence you wrote. It's words in your head that came out of your mouth and you typed them out, and so you believe in that. It is hard for me to make decisions. Notice when you think it's hard to do something, how does that feel in your body? And I usually say my heart, because I tend to feel all of my feels kind of like in this, I'm not feeling, like I don't feel nervous in my toes, on my toe tips. I feel it in here. When you feel like something's hard, then it's going to feel hard when you do it, or it's going to feel hard so you don't do it. So notice it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. I am here to introduce the tool to you, which is kind of like opposite land or reverse, which is on the flip side. If you took a piece of paper, this is how my hands goes. You wrote down on one side, it's hard for me to do it. What's the opposite? What's the flip side? The flip side of the opposite of it's hard for me to make decisions. It's like, I can get better at making decisions. How about this? Decision making is easy when I know why I'm making these decisions, when I know more about myself. When you make decisions and you make a decision and you do the thing and it feels okay in your body, you're more likely to do it again. Oh, that wasn't that bad. Oh, I did some decluttering this morning. You know what I did? I decided to take 5 minutes. 5 minutes is a really powerful amount of time. Do not underestimate your 5 minutes is. And I sat down and said, even today's a Monday morning, next week, a few days from now is the beginning of November. Is my life where I want it to be? Does my home look like I want it to look? Does it feel like I want it to feel? Does it function like I want it to function? If the answer is no to any of those questions, that's okay. There's help out there. This is me. I'm your help. And what I suggest you do, and here's the funny thing. When I suggest it, it's up to you whether you do it or not. Set your timer for 5 minutes. Take that time and start to write down. Get it out of your head and onto paper. Down, out of your head, onto paper. Say, what do I want my house to look like? What do I want my life to look like? How do I want all this to function? How do I want to feel? When you do that, you've created your destination. And now when you make decisions, you can say, is that going to get me closer to that? Or is it going to lead me further away? Okay, there we go. Linda Truffle is saying, my boyfriend doesn't know how to find a home for things. How do I teach him? Linda Truffle, if you have the experience, if you know how to find a home for things, teach him the way it works for you. I'll give you 2 quick tips right now. One is, don't make it difficult. Make it as easy as possible for you to remember, or him to remember, where the thing is. So if that means, and this is funny because I know a decluttering coach who's like, only have one toolkit. And I'm like, F that. Have as many toolkits as you want, but know where the things are when you get them. Like, for example, we live in a small house. We have scissors in at least 1, 2, 3, if not 4 places in the house. Because when I'm in that area, I want those scissors. I don't want to have to be walking down the basement to get them. Find a system that works for you. Find a system that works for your brain, for your boyfriend's brain, and make it easy. Make it easy on your brain. Work with your brain, not against it. Oh my goodness, 54 new messages. Thank you for all the follows, everybody. Think about it a lot. Can't seem to get moving on it. Okay, Katie, this is really powerful. Everybody, you can think about a lot of stuff, but until you take it from the abstract to the concrete, nothing's going to change. How can you stop the thinking and start the doing? What is the thought that's stopping you from taking action? I pause for effect there because seriously, the only thing that's stopping you from doing something, verb, out in the world, moving, making decisions, and then acting upon it, is a thought, is something in your brain that is offering up, and it's just, as they like to say in the biz, it's just a thought error. Notice that. Robin says, I have big boxes filled with office supplies, mostly paper pads, etc. What to do with them? I'm retired. Robin, donate that stuff to a place that would benefit from it. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. I love donating. I'm always donating stuff, and I am a decluttering life coach who continues to declutter her home. You saw maybe some of the TikToks I did this weekend of being down my basement. Now I have a little pile of stuff over here that I'm taking the next steps on to get them from my home where I don't want them anymore to a closer place where they want. I'm going to keep you posted on that. I love it, Amber. Thank you for everybody for jumping in and helping people with these things. I love the community that we get every time here. It's a safe place, you guys. There's no trolls, and if they are, we kick them out. We don't even pay attention to them. And what do we have here? Let me get to some other good stuff here. Here we go. It's just super overwhelming. Blue-eyed Tammy. I will say this. First of all, I don't judge. Like, I know, because I do these all the time, I know, like, the heavy hitters, the top 3, what are they, greatest hits of decluttering. And you just hit a word that is included in probably the top 1, overwhelm. Overwhelm. When you feel it's overwhelmed, notice the word over, and the opposite of that, on the flip side of that, is down. Over to down. Even notice my body language. Get your body moving. Get your body involved. When I'm overwhelmed, I'm going to take my hands here, and I'm going to bring them down slowly with control, because you're in control, below my heart. This has a physiological way of calming down your body. You can breathe down. You can calm down your nervous system, and then when your nervous system feels better, shake that off, feel it better, shake off the overwhelm, and then do better. Do something. Do something, and it also includes the word down, which is get your thoughts down on paper. Write down your destination if you haven't done it yet. Always start with your destination, and then say, okay, based on that, what can I do today? Even a little peasy is a little bittle thing. I will give you one of my heavy hitters that so many people resist until they realize it just makes so much sense, is every little bit helps. So it's a little tiny thing you could do today that's not going to activate your nervous system to be like putting on the brakes, to say that when I do this, even no matter how small I think it is, and my brain is going to tell me, oh, it's not even worth it, what can I do today to get started, and then do that thing. And then when you realize that you've just used that process, copy and paste that stuff all the time. Do it. All right? Notice that. Okay. Lynn is saying, I have the toughest time getting rid of things of my kids because they are getting older. Okay, Lynn, you just hit on sentimental clutter. Sentimental clutter, when I coach, and I like alliterations. Again, somebody said an editor up there, so I know this about myself, is that I talk about your head, your heart, and your hands. This is surface, stored, sentimental. Sentimental stuff is the stuff that you have that tells you stories. The stuff you are having a hard time with is the stuff that is telling you stories of your kids when they were younger, and now it's a tough time because they are getting older. So you are remembering what they were when you're feeling feels. Everybody, it's okay to feel the feels. In order to declutter successfully and long-lastingly, you will need to get more comfortable feeling your feels, honoring those feelings, because you're not a robot, you're a human being. Feeling the feels and moving through it and feeling okay like that. I think it was my TikTok live that I did on Saturday, which will be uploaded soon. You'll notice it has a green background because I was in my living room. I live on camera got hit with some feels that I did not expect to feel. I could feel it because I could feel it tightening in my chest. That kind of crept up to here, and then the tightening here got my eyes tingling that I might cry, and my voice tightened. But what I did was I breathed through it. I knew it was going to be okay. I breathed through it. You see me do it in real time. And the neat thing is if you timed where that came out of nowhere, but I recognized it and I didn't try to tamp it down, but I breathed, I honored it. It maybe took like less than 2 minutes for me to then get through it and get on the other side of that kind of unexpected rainstorm and know that I can get through it. I didn't shut off my camera and run and cry and be like, this is awful. I allowed it to happen. And when you allow it to happen and just naturally do it, it feels much easier, and then you can get on the other side of it, okay? And the stuff I will say, if you're saving stuff that were your kids' things, if you're saving them for them, get them involved right now. Get your people in your life involved in the decluttering, because they may want those things that you're saving for them They may not want them. And then believe them when they say they don't want it. Allow them, hear them, trust them that you believe what they say when they say something. Gail is saying she just put out 6 bags of clothes and shoes and household item for the NKF. Rock on. Every little bit helps. 6 bags of clothes and shoes. Notice that you had a quantity of items in your life that was too much. You now have 6 bags left, and that feels good. That feels better than when you had it. Sometimes we think that too much is going to feel as good as feeling this way, satiated, just right, as Goldilocks would say. But no, notice when you talk about your clutter that you may call too much. No, what you want is just right, and your just right is going to be different from everybody else's. But I love it. Okay. All right. Best Grandma says, hi, my husband is a borderline hoarder. He can't let go, and when he does, he ruminates for years. You know what? Because he hasn't aligned his actions with his nervous system. So he has the regret from what I shouldn't have gotten rid of that, shouldn't have gotten rid of that. Now, I will say this honestly about hoarding. Hoarding is an official diagnosis in the DSM-5. There is no shame at all in getting the help you need. So if you think there is a hoarding situation going on, I suggest, with love as a fellow human being who knows that there are certain things above my pay grade and expertise for decluttering, is there are people out there who have, I always think, I want to say medical, but I'm always thinking mental health degrees and expertise in helping people who truly are hoarders. What you can start with is notice that everybody has got a thought in their head that makes them feel a feeling, and they do a thing with their hands. Head, heart, hands. That your husband has a thought about his clutter that makes him feel a certain way, and when he feels a certain way, he does a certain thing. He can't let go. And then when you do it kind of, quote, the wrong way, and you say, oh, fuck it, I'll just do it like this. I will bypass going through this whole system. Then that's when you have regrets. There's a different way of decluttering that reduces the likelihood of regret. It doesn't eliminate it, but boy, does it reduce it. Because then you feel good when you declutter. And when you feel good decluttering, it's because you feel good with the decision you're making, because you know in your core that it is going to make you feel better. Notice that. Lucy is saying, I struggle with my items that have been given to me, like sentimental items to me, but I have too much. Yeah, okay, notice, I didn't even see this comment, that too much feeling. We are in a society, we as humans often like to express our emotions by giving gifts. And the interesting thing is notice I said we express emotion. I care for you. I was thinking about you. Hey, I thought about you today. I love you. You're important to me. All of that is here and here and here. But we don't know how to do it. We feel goofy sometimes saying these things. So what we do is we give somebody something. And the thing, we think the thing is the important thing. No, the thing that's important is the stuff that's here. So notice the gifts. Love the sentiment and absorb. Take the sentiment from the thing and absorb it. So-and-so gave me this thing because she thought I might like this. And that is so nice of her to think about me. I'm going to pull back the meaning from the thing, keep the meaning in my heart. That person really cared about me. Isn't that really cool? Then the thing just becomes a thing. And then you can do something with it if you don't particularly care about the thing. But you saved the sentiment. And you can receive the sentiment and the thing at the same time. But you can keep the sentiment and you can release the thing. The other thing, too, is if you have any things in your life that have a sentiment that doesn't make you feel good, extract that. Push that back into the thing. Put it out there so you don't keep the bad feelings and you don't keep the thing that reminds you of it. There we go. Oh, I love it. Catherine says, and I know I'm catching up on a bunch of comments, but this is how I roll, is Catherine was talking about her laundry room, how she feels better in going in it. Check this out. I am actually soothed, and believe it or not, I believe it, I slept better. Y'all, couldn't we all sleep better? Yeah. What a great freaking reason to declutter your home, because you feel soothed and you will sleep better. That feeling, to me, there's nothing in Target, there's nothing in a store out there that's going to buy that feeling. Spend your time decluttering so you get that feeling. If you don't know how to declutter, freaking spend your money on coaching with me so we can get you that feeling. And the neat thing is it's an investment. They talk about investments versus purchases. Investments are things that when you pay money on them, they pay dividends They invest and they become more valuable because you've invested in them. That's what coaching is. It's not a one and done. It's not like buying something off the shelf and as soon as you buy it and you use it for a little while, it loses its value. Coaching is an investment, and I mean that in a really good way, because what you learn in coaching is something that will last you for the rest of your life. I like to equate it to taking a driver's ed course. If you never knew how to drive, you didn't know the skills, you paid somebody to teach you a good way so that you then practice it, and now you drive for the rest of your life. That person isn't in there all the time with you, but you learn some things and then you absorbed it, you embodied it, so that you can use those tools over and over again to drive your life anywhere you want to be. Even this mug I made for myself, check it out. So you drive your life in the direction of your dreams. I need to remind myself of that, and I'm really good at it, but I need this mug to help me. So yay for feeling good. Yay for feeling calm. There we go. I love it. Just Ada, starting a decluttering journey. Love the journey thing. Don't stop believing. So I will be ready to travel when I retire. Okay, here's a wonderful thing. I love the intertwining of decluttering and travel. The way I coach decluttering, everybody's got their own opinion. I coach like it is a road trip. What do I mean by that? What I mean is enjoy the journey of decluttering. This weekend when I did a pop-up TikTok live, I talked about thinking of it as a treasure hunt. Thinking of it as a, what am I going to find? Instead of what am I going to find that I don't want? If I went down there and could pick out the good stuff, what are the good things I'm going to find? How am I going to declutter for a little amount of time today and then stop it and then go have fun? And then come back and do some more later and then go have some fun. How can I enjoy every single day of my life while I incorporate the decluttering? And not look at it as a chore, but look at something that is getting me towards a destination I want, which is when I retire, my home and life will be so easy to manage. There'll be so fewer things that I have to think about and deal with and take care of, that if my home looks and feels like I want it to, I can hire somebody to come in and take care of it while I'm traveling the world. Notice all of that. So Just Ada, rock on. Thank you so much for helping me to declutter, says O2BZ. I have organized multiple rooms during my the lives. Awesome! Yay! Rock on you! This is why I'm here. This is why I'm here, is to help you. And this is how I help. See, part of this is saying, if we did coaching, would we be a good fit? I can't answer that. Only you can. Because I show up. All I can do is show up as myself. This is how I communicate. This is how I coach. I make it easy. I make it fun. I don't beat you up. I'm not task mastering, anything like that. So if you think I would be a good coach for you, maybe hop on my mailing list. That's usually the first step, destinationdecluttered.com/join. People on my mailing list know they get the good stuff first. Okay, here's the thing. Ashley is saying, is there a generational difference? I'm 45 and have noticed boomers are always doing little by little. There may be a generational difference. There are definitely generational differences in how people think and feel and act about their clutter. Boomers, to me, are the ones, post-World War II generation. My parents were more the silent generation. I am not a boomer. I am Gen X. But what I will say is, regardless, Ashley, if you're only 45, I will tell you, there is going to be a difference in your life that's going to happen between 45 and 55. Your physical body is going to change. It's going to change and probably slow down, and sadly, or realistically, it's going to continue. So the little bit at a time thing embraces the fact that you can still get stuff done even though it takes a little bit of a time. It also allows you to enjoy things more. You may not have the stamina to do things for a long amount of time. That's okay. I find it sometimes more powerful to chunk things down and to enjoy a little bit of a time. That's when you allow your actions and your nervous system to align and feel safe, so you go back in and you can make better decisions. Okay? There are definitely generational differences, and I, being a Gen Xer, I am like the meat in the sandwich. I've got the boomers ahead of me, I got the Gen X, all the gens below me, and we're the meat in the sandwich, so we know how to deal with you all, and trust me, we're here to deal with the stuff that's ahead and do something different for the people behind us. That's what I'm doing. I am doing this for me now, but when I do these things for me, when I'm decluttering my home, this is making it so much easier for whoever's left when I pass away to deal with my stuff. I want to break that generational chain of feeling guilty and beholden and, having a lot of stuff. Oops. I love it. User 616440 says, with the holidays coming, I refuse to be in the chaos position again. Okay, notice that. This is why I'm showing up a real lot talking about coaching right now at this time of year, because I know what the holiday season is like. We get Halloween tomorrow, then 1st of November starts, then we get Thanksgiving, we get the December holidays, we get New Year's, and then boom, it's another freaking new year. User 616440 is talking about that acronym CHAOS, CHAOS, can't have anyone over syndrome. I am harping on, in a really good way, the fact that coaching while you're going through the holiday system can help, or season can break you of that habit, so you can have people over to your home, that you can feel good, feel nervous system safe about opening the door to trick-or-treaters even. I had a client who was so excited when we worked together. One of her fears was, I'm afraid that my house is such a mess that if I have trick-or-treaters come over and they're my people in my neighborhood, and I'm afraid that if one of the kids has to use my bathroom, I'm going to be afraid of what the mom thinks when she comes into my house. So I said, all right, let's see where somebody what's the path from your front door to the bathroom? Let's work on those rooms. And she felt so much better, and she said it was so good, and not just for her, but when her nervous system was feeling better, her kids felt more calm. It was a really good thing. So if you don't want to feel in that chaos system, get on my mailing list, get a consultation. Let's consult this week. Let's start coaching next week. And again, I'm a human. I know that there's going to be a few weeks between now and the new year that I am not going to be coaching because of holidays and things that go on. The cool thing about that is that the coaching then goes into the new year. So then right when you're like, oh, I can't do it now, but I will totally do it in the new year. No, the good thing is you have support and encouragement when you need it the most. And then even when you need it the most, it's going to be after this. It's a win-win. Okay. Lucy is saying, how is it that I can go to help someone else declutter, but I can't do it my own? It's stressful for me. Lucy, simple answer. I'll let you know this. You cannot hear the stories that the other people's stuff is telling them. So it's quiet for you. You get to look without judgment, and you just say, what is this thing? Do you want it or not? Oh my God, that's like my favorite thing. You know your stories about your stuff in here and in here, so it's stressful for you with your stuff, but it's not stressful for somebody else. That's why it's so much easier for me to be a coach. But I also know how to coach myself, so it is not as stressful for me to look at my stuff that I have, that I've pulled up from my basement, that I said I want to take the next steps on, okay? Erin is saying, clutter is making me nuts. I'm chair-bound and can't reach cupboards and not much storage space. Okay, Erin, that sucks that you are chair-bound. What I want to offer to you and everybody else. This is when I say, when you're defining your destination of how you want your home/life to be, how does it look is important, because that makes you feel a certain way. But also a component that is so important to make it feel good is when it functions well. So look and feel and function. If it is hard for you to reach cupboards, then it's going to be a matter of putting things in a place that makes sense for you. To maybe everything goes in your bottom cupboards as opposed to up there. Creating a system and a plan in your home. I used to do visual merchandising. I have created systems. I have been a process engineer. So I look at the functionality with my clinical brain like nobody's business. Because when your home functions better for you, you feel better in it. So just know that there's help out there for that. And if you're frustrated, your point of frustration is an indication that something's wrong. What can you do to change it? And if you can do it on your own, rock on. But if you can't, that is totally okay. There is help out there. I can help you with that. Okay? And I don't want you to feel nuts. You want to feel better. Okay, what else do we got here? Right, we got about 45 minutes. I'm going to back up here. Okay, I just saw one. Okay, bop it up. Here's a... I think that's a match game. Okay. Mama Megan, I can't seem to get rid of baby things after my 5th was born. They feel sentimental, but I need to let go. Notice, there's a difference. There's a little convo that needs to happen between your brain that says they need to go and your heart being like, yeah, but when those guys get to talking, when you have a conversation, this is what I call your backseat drivers with love and compassion turning, as like that awesome co-pilot and saying, okay, what's up with this? I know it makes you feel feelings that you may not have another child again, and that part of this portion of this chapter of your life is closed, but it's okay. You're going to have other wonderful chapters ahead. Find a way to realize that there's just a little bit of conversation that needs to happen between the front seat and the back seat to get it cool so that you can move forward. Okay? Lily Dorso says they have too many sheet sets. How about this? Everybody, quality versus quantity, quantity versus quality. Pick out your favorite sheet sets, the ones that you use all the time. Notice the ones you don't use, donate them somewhere. I did that recently. My husband and I, we did kind of an audit, and the bummer is, this is what's going to happen, is I donated a sheet set. I thought I had all the pieces, and when I went and grabbed some, what do you call them? Pillowcases, I realized I forgot one of the pillowcases, and so it may not meet up with its mates, but I'm going to donate it anyway, okay? Notice these things. When you have too much stuff, notice I talked about that just right feeling. Notice where my hands are. Your just right feeling will feel good to you. Anything above that is going to feel like too much. You're too full. It's like eating too much. You don't feel good. You feel bloated. If you are bloated with too many whatevers, pick out your favorites. Your favorites are probably the ones you grab for anyway. Notice the things you don't grab for. Those are the ones that you get a Nancy Drew clue that those are the things that you can donate. Okay? Oh, that's also, Taylor Ann says, I saw your live yesterday for the first time and you really stuck with me. Thanks. You're welcome. Now, I will admit, I don't often do TikTok lives on the weekends because sometimes my schedule doesn't allow for it. Every time I do a TikTok live, most of the ones I schedule are going to be Monday through Friday. That does not mean that I won't pop up out of nowhere. And if anything, if I'm reaching new people who only saw me because of the weekend, then it's like total mental note. See, mental note, idea, hand, taking it overwhelmed down, more TTLs, because that's what I call TikTok lives, on weekends. I do these to reach people who have seen me before and get encouragement from me. I also do this to reach people who have never heard from me before, to know that there's help out there if you're struggling with clutter and stuff. Okay? Veronica is saying, what if you're a sentimental person? Hold on, 789. Embrace it. I'm a sentimental person. I can probably look at something and burst into tears. I don't want to have to do that. I want to perform like a dog and pony show. I'm a sentimental person. Love the fact that you're a sentimental person. You know what that means? It means you're a human. You're not a robot. You feel the feels. It's one of the wonderful things about being alive. But when you feel the feels, you have all the feels in you. So in order to feel the joy, sometimes you got to feel the pain. When you feel cold, when you feel warm, you got to feel cold. To everything turn, 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 the bird said. And not go birds, eagles either. And I think it came from the Bible. But when you get this package of feelings, when you were made as a human, you got this set, this installation of all the feels. You can't just pick the good ones. But notice that they all work in tandem. Because sometimes when you don't feel so good, man, does that make feeling better? Feel so much better. Allow yourself to feel the feelings. Veronica is saying, my floors and countertops get cluttered with little miscellaneous things and paper. Veronica, I love this. What you just identified was pretty much a textbook case of surface clutter. It's a horizontal surface, your floor, your counters. Surface clutter is the stuff that kind of pops around on the surface that doesn't really have a lot of meaning to you. It's just stuff, little miscellaneous things and paper. That's the easiest stuff to get started with and make it so it looks and feels better. When you get used to that, notice when you are decluttering those things, though, how did that stuff get there? Start to pay attention, not just you, Veronica, everybody. Start to pay attention to your habits that got you cluttered. Here's a gem that I want to share with you, and it's so powerful. I don't have problems. I have habits. My problem is, how about this? My habit is that when I go around my house during the day, I drop little miscellaneous things and paper on my counter and my floor. You notice you have that habit. When you notice it, you can stop it and either not do it, or you just go around and clean up after yourself. When you realize that it's getting to a place where it doesn't feel good to look around and see all those dribs and drabs. Okay? Oh, that's awesome. Morgan Ray is saying, I've done so much better since you taught me to stop and recognize my overwhelm. Yes. To me, that point of awareness is like you're at a fork in the road where you can put up your little traffic cop hand. Notice I'm always talking about driving. You can be like, wait a minute, ho. If I go down that way, it's going to end up this way. I can be overwhelmed, or I can stop and I can do something else. I can go down this road, which doesn't lead to overwhelm. It leads to my destination. So thank you for letting me know what I'm doing is working. I appreciate that. Let's see what we have. Don Juan, I am very organized. My husbands and kids aren't. I get so frustrated that I shut down. Okay, notice that when you shut down, you have a thought and a feeling that causes you to shut down. I often think of like an armadillo kind of clenching in on itself to keep itself protected from feeling frustrated. In order to kind of break that's a habit that you have. But I'm sure it's not really good, because who wants to feel frustrated all the time? What I suggest to you is notice this and try to get yourself out of. The opposite of frustration is you're frustrated. Notice where the frustration's coming. This is where I say, get into a good place, fold a piece of paper in half, write down all the things that frustrate you about that scenario, and then say, what's the opposite of that? Where can I look at this, not from frustration and judgment and pissed offedness? It's an official word, and come at it with a sense of curiosity and compassion and love for your husband and your kids and yourself. Go through this process so you don't feel frustrated all the time. And then that's a good starting point. Okay? All right. Everybody's got their own thoughts and feelings and actions regarding clutter. They also have their own habits too. Some of them may be unaware. This was hysterical. Yesterday's TikTok Live. I was in my kitchen. It's the one with the yellow background. I'll upload it this morning. And I was saying about how when you live with somebody else, they may not even realize what they're doing. But if it's bugging you, point it out to them so they could do something else to notice that this is causing friction between the two of you and you don't want friction. Here's a fairly hysterical story. Oh my gosh, from my own life. I am a decluttering life coach and I go through this, you guys. We're all humans. In yesterday's TikTok Live, my husband was away for the weekend. He had not come home. I had tidied up the house just like I like it, with all of my surfaces clean, our surfaces clean. And I used this as an example. My husband has this habit of taking his little can of Coke Zero, and when he's done with it, but almost done, instead of emptying out the rest of it and just putting it in the recycle bin, he has the habit of putting it next to the kitchen sink. And I mentioned that as one of the things that causes frustration in me, so friction between us, because I'm like, Ugh! I am not kidding. When yesterday, within an hour of him coming home, and I pointed this out to him, that everything in the kitchen is like totally, like the surfaces are all clean, and then boop, what's there next to the sink? A little half-empty can of Coke Zero. And I had to crack up. But notice when I'm talking about this, that I am coming from smiling and laughing about it. When I am smiling and laughing, it's really hard to be judgmental. I am smiling and laughing. That engages my heart. That's the flip side of being judgmental and pissed off. I come at it with a sense of playfulness and curiosity and not judgment and love for my husband. Because I want to say, hey, I don't know if you notice this. You may not notice this habit, but man, oh man, Manischewitz, every time you do this, it really bugs me, because I know that all you need to do is dump out the rest and put it in the recycle bin, but you're in the habit of putting it there. So I'm making you aware of that habit you have, and I'm making you aware of the fact that that irks me, and when I'm irked with you, there's friction, and I don't want there to be friction between the two of us. So could you do the needful? Could you notice when you're about to put that can there, stop yourself and do something else? And we cracked up about it, and he's like, yeah, but look at that, beautiful. Like, when you have fun with decluttering, when your heart and your non-judgment and you're on this side of the flip side, you're not all judgment and crabby, that's when you all are in a much more receptive neurological, biological, nervous system state for changing something. You've opened up the neural pathways in your brain to allow yourself to do something different. Okay? Oh my goodness, we only have 6 minutes left and we've got a bunch of messages here, so I want to answer as many questions as I can. But before I do that, let me just give a shout out to, if you like what you hear and how you're hearing it, hop on the Destination Decluttered email mailing list if you want to continue this kind of relationship together. Like or follow, I guess it is, here on TikTok, my TikTok page. If you know people who, Destination Decluttered, if you know people who are cluttered and maybe don't know about that there's help out there in the way I present it, let them know about Destination Decluttered. I show up on Facebook and Instagram These TikTok lives are uploaded to Destination Decluttered on YouTube. And if you want to get coaching, one-on-one coaching, and starting it freaking as soon as, it could even start this week, and then goes through the beginning of New Year, think about how awesome it would feel to have a professional by your side as you go through this one time of the season that's different from every other time of the season. And your brain may be offering, I can't deal with it now, but I promise I will declutter when I'm in the beginning of the season. And what I want to offer to that scared part to say, I'm too distracted, I can't even, yada, yada. How much cooler would it be to be like, I'm going through the holiday seasons and I have a professional with me, not alone. I am not alone when I'm trying to declutter, but also taking out grandma's china, making gifts, all these things that I have somebody to ping it against to say, what can I do to make sure that I'm feeling good during this whole holiday season? Okay, there we go. A lot of people are mentioning being a collector, sentimental stuff, memories. Yeah, those are the hardest things. What I want to offer is there are two stages of decluttering before you even get to sentimental stuff. Notice the sentimental stuff and put it aside until you have built your muscle to realize that when you make decisions on things, your life feels better. You will then realize that it's okay to, when you go through your surface and your stored clutter, when you get to your sentimental stuff, you will feel differently about it than you do now. You may decide to keep it because it makes you feel good. You may decide to release it because that decision makes you feel good. When you practice making decisions and aligning it with your nervous system and expanding your nervous system capacity to make decisions that feel good to you, then you're going to be better able to handle it. Sentimental, allow yourself to be sentimental, but notice that use that sentimentality to increase the loveliness of your life. Okay? Jennifer Lawholm says, I see you and it instantly calms me. You know what's great? Here's what I would love for you to do. Figure out what it is about seeing me that calms you, and learn that so that you can, even when you don't see me, you learn how to calm down yourself. Because when you're in a calm state of mind, you have more oxygen going to your brain and your whole brain, so you can make more powerful decisions and you can do things when you're in a better state of body and mind. Okay? There we go. Somebody says, my oldest didn't want the stuff I was saving for him. Gone. I saved a few things for me, but the rest is gone. Notice that. Notice if you're saving things from other people. I know that there are very few things in my home right now that I would want my nieces and nephew to inherit. I'm going to be very clear about those things, but also I will not judge them if they don't want it. Okay? My parents died and I'm moving back into their house. All those things are still there. All right, Sherry, that is a situation. I'm glad that I see that you followed me. I can help you through that. There's a bunch of TikTok videos on here about parental clutter. You're going into the epicenter of somebody's house that now you're going to live in. That's like an epicenter of all the feels. I'm not going to say coaching will help you, but boy, wouldn't you like it? It's almost like a Scooby-Doo episode. You get somebody there, right there with you, who's been through this before, who knows how to navigate this, and can help you because you've never done this before. If this is something you've never done, oh my gosh, get somebody who knows how to do it to help you. Not somebody who's never been there before and you're both freaking out, you know? It's like, it's like Scooby-Doo, Goldilocks. No, not so much Goldilocks, Hansel and Gretel, stuff like that there. All right, my husband never throws things away, but then gets mad when I throw things away. Your husband has thoughts and feelings about stuff that stops him from throwing away stuff, and he's got thoughts and feelings about stuff that you throw away that makes him feel mad. Just notice that. The good feel, yeah, I love this, Catherine. Oh, you are such a beacon of possibility to everybody here. That good feeling drives me, I love it, to keep going so I can make more progress. It's a cycle. Notice that you can get into a spin that can be, you're digging in your mud, you're in the mud and you're just digging yourself deeper. You can get in a spiral, a downward spiral of I can't do anything, or you can get into a really good cycle that you are making traction and progress and you want to do it more. Notice these spinning. Are you stuck in the mud or are you on the asphalt driving towards your destination? Okay. Okay. Somebody said repeat about the bad side and flipping it. Yeah, seriously, just think of the unhelpful thoughts. And I like to do it when I've taken a piece of paper, like I'm doing. I always have a notebook near me, and my brain does this without having to do it. But think of taking a notebook. I always have one, a workbook. Divide a piece of paper in half. Unhelpful thoughts here. Write them down. Get them down from your head onto paper. Write them down, quiet down, and then say to yourself, what's the opposite? Is that really true? Is there another way? What's a thought that's the opposite of that makes me feel better? And when you feel better, when you think better, this is the thought, you feel better in your heart. When you think better and feel better, you're going to do better. You're going to be more likely to take action, to do the things, to take the steps to get you where you want to go. All right. Wendy is asking, how much is coaching? I don't go into that right now because my prices change. I can tell you this, that my prices will only go up. They are affordable. You can ask my clients who pop onto these things. There are testimonials that people have said this has been so much worth. Only you can decide what is important to you. What I like to do, though, is share that coaching is just not a one-off. It's not like you go to Target and you buy something off the shelf and as soon as you bring it home, it's lost its value. If anything, Target is, and I use this strategically, Target, it is an investment. What I mean by that is that it will continue to stay with you for the rest of your life. It will pay dividends from the very first coaching session for the rest of your life. So it's a certain fixed amount of money right now that will only get bigger. I will tell you this, my prices will probably increase at the beginning of the year. So if you're one of those people that's allowing money situations to affect your decision about what you want in your life, just know that this is going to be the cheapest it will ever be. Look at it that way. Okay. When we get into a coaching situation, a consultation, that's when we talk about money. Because why talk about money if it's not even going to be a good fit? Okay. I love it. Moon in Indianapolis says, this is helping me. So much loss in my fast, now learning how to deal and do. I'm so glad you said that because it's true. We are all in this. Oh, you know what I just realized? I want to get through these messages, but there are 54 messages and it's 9:02. I can spend a few more minutes here, but only a few more minutes. Okay. And it's not to be disrespectful, but I am also respectful of my boundaries. And I just happened to not have a client at 9 a.m. this morning. Okay. But I would say this, if you love what's happening here, get on my mailing list. We do a monthly group Zoom. It's free. This is the next step to take getting coaching, one-on-one coaching. DestinationDecluttered.com. Get onto my website. See what's there. That's going to be getting on the mailing list, signing up for a consultation, and reading testimonials about people, how coaching with me, one-on-one coaching, has changed their lives. The other thing is I'm doing more TikTok lives this week, and they're posted at the top of my TikTok page. So if you haven't followed my page, follow it so you can be notified when I go live. But also notice that I do schedule these things. And then the last thing too is if you like what you're hearing, but you got to go and do something, these TikTok lives are always uploaded to Destination Decluttered on YouTube. Okay. Dana Mills, I am too overwhelmed by my mess and don't know where to even start and get overwhelmed. Stop the overwhelm. There are ways you can stop the overwhelm. Dana, everybody, anytime you think overwhelm, think breathe down, calm down. Get oxygen down into your lungs and move your body in this downward motion. Calm down your nervous system and your physical system. And when you feel better, then you can do better. You will know where to start. And you can start anywhere. Start on your surface clutter in your kitchen and do the things you know how to do to get it to look better. Also, notice the habits that get you that way. But everybody, if we just spent some time, it can take less than a minute to calm down your overwhelm, your nervous system, so you don't feel overwhelmed. It is a daily practice. Do it multiple times a day, and you get better at it. I had to do this when I was down in my basement yesterday. But starting with overwhelm, the opposite of over is down. So when you say that, you think, I don't want to feel overwhelmed. I want to feel calmed down. I want to feel down. I want to calm down. I want to breathe down. I want to slow down, all the downs. And then when you feel better, you're going to do better. Okay? What else do we have? Do you have an order in which rooms to start with? There's several to organize. You chunk it down, Lady V. Chunk it down. What's the one that's going to make you feel good when you do it the first? I say start at the places where you spend the most time, because then every day when you go in and it looks better, you're going to feel better. And when it looks better and feels better, you're going to do better. Start there. Don't start with the ones that are off ancillary, because this is where you're going to confront the things that are stopping you from decluttering. And you also get to enjoy it. So what room do you want to start in? Pay attention to your brain and your heart and work there. Okay. Gen X just cleared out my storage unit. Half went to charity and dumped. Now rest is all in my house. Island Pearl. Love it. Struggling. In my mom's house, silent generation is full. Yeah, mine too. Okay. Island Pearl. Gen X, so much alike here. What I want to offer to you and to everybody else, literally just start with your destination. What do you want your home to look like so you feel good in your home? How do you want your home to function so you feel good when you're in your home? It's all about you. Do you want any of that stuff in your home? The answer can be no. Then you make a decision. If you want some of it, okay, where do I want it? If I want it, where does it go? Notice that. Okay, Degracia 20. My husband is constantly wanting me to declutter. I really want to do this. How about this? Sign up for a consultation, get some coaching, tell him to write the check. We're done. Okay, that would be fun, huh? Okay, can't have anyone over. Okay, we were doing that. So badly want to have a tiny little family over for Christmas this year. Wendy, I can help you with that. We start now. Christmas is in, 8 weeks. It's not that far away. Notice that there is help out there. And all it takes is for you to say, what's the next baby step for me to get closer to getting that help? I know it can be freaky. It can be, your nervous system might be all abuzz, but just know, I can help you. There is help out there for you. It's just clutter. It's just stuff. I make it easy for you to do it. Okay? I love it. Legal Becky says, you've encouraged me to declutter my seasonal decorations too. I donated some things this weekend. I love it. Island Pearl cleared out half storage unit. Okay, how to get motivated? Your destination. Your destination should motivate you like a road trip destination should. When you're excited about what you want your home to look and feel and function like, it will help you just make decisions that ping against, yes, that's what I want. Notice I'm talking about literally a ping. It's like sonar. It goes from your heart to your destination and back. Is this decision going to get me closer to that? Yes, then I'm going to do it. If it doesn't, no, I'm not going to do it. Okay. Boop-a-da-boo. Jennifer says, mornings are so rough for me. Hopefully what I have done is helped you. Okay, I'm going to be on for 3 more minutes and then I need to get through. I do have some TikTok lives that are at different times of the day. I've been doing that for people on the West Coast and the Midwest, things like that. Bethy is saying, best I've learned from you is to pick one small spot to conquer. I could focus and move on. Yes, baby steps. Baby steps. Okay. How do you reschedule a working session? I will have to, I'll look at my emails if you want to post. I'm not sure what that is. Saved elegant treasures for my loved ones, including Jory. My daughters are not interested. That's okay. Your daughters, don't guilt them into, you know how it feels like to be guilted into something you don't want? Don't be that person. Do not guilt somebody into it. You think it's delightful. They don't. Tomato, tomato. It's okay. All right. There we go. Yeah. I encourage people to do death cleaning, take pictures and writing the stories of them. I do the same thing. Okay. Miracles and Money. When I go to your website, I do not see any afternoon appointments for the California time zone. Okay. I just want to address this. I don't know if you had done this, but what I will say is, there is when you go to my thing for, doing a consultation, it's a calendar. Up in the upper right-hand corner of the calendar, it will always show the default time as Eastern time zone because I am Eastern time zone. But you can click on that and it's a drop-down menu. So see if it helps for you to switch it to your time zone. If it doesn't work for you even then, I also only book out consultation things for about a week or 2 at the most because life changes within 2 weeks. It always will change. My next step would say Miracles and Money and anybody else who's interested in this, but is looking at the calendar and saying, oh, you know what? There's no consultations available for me. I guess that this isn't going to work. Don't let that stop you. Get on my mailing list because I offer the good stuff to the people on the mailing list. I have often opened up my own personal calendar to people on the mailing list that says, hey, I know these aren't listed as opportunities, but if you need a consultation at a certain time, we now have a connection because you're on my mailing list and I can work with you one-on-one to find a time that works for me. Okay. Notice that. All right. All right. We get 2 more things. There is somebody using your video to capitalize on someone else's good comments. Not good. I missed that. It's okay. Is your advice meant for hoarders of the chronically cluttered? A little bit, but I would say this. If you're truly in a diagnosable situation, I typically, if they're in that serious of a situation, I work in adjacent to when you're getting the mental health help that you need. You will get more of a benefit of what I do when you partner it with getting help for the other issues. Okay. There we go. When you will for time, when you get the time, you make the time. You make the time for what's important to you. And if you don't do that right now, this coaching will help you. My clients will tell you, because it's not just about making your home look good. It's making space in your home and in your life for what's important to you. Okay? What else do we have here? Boop-a-doo. I want people over for Hanukkah and embarrassed. Okay, Ava, seriously, again, people, I'm making it so easy for you. Allow me to make your life easier. And I know this is going to sound salesy, but it's not. Just get coaching. Let me help you. In the best way. I mean, here's the good thing. I offer all these free things. The TikTok lives, the replays, the videos, the Zoom, the group Zoom calls. But the quickest way, the most efficient way to you have a fucking change in your life and mind-blowing thing, so you have people over for Hanukkah, for Christmas, for Thanksgiving, for whatever you celebrate, you feel good about that, is to get one-on-one coaching. It's a 10-week program that's as many 10 weeks as you need to get where you want. I've had clients sign up happily for 3 or 4 packages in a row. They love it. I have other people who have gotten what they want by session 8, and we don't even finish. But look at what it's costing you to not take action. Look at what it's costing you in how you feel every day. If you're feeling crappy every day about your clutter, invest in yourself. Do the thing. There's many ways you can do it, but the quickest way to get from where you are to where you want to be is to get a coach, to get a guide, to have somebody there with you so you're not doing it alone, to show you different strategies, to say, I think what you're doing is not going to work as well. Here's a shortcut. Here's a shortcut to get to where you want to go to. And I'm here with you while you practice these shortcuts, because it may feel different and you may stumble and fall, and that's okay. I help you get up, and then we start again. You get distracted, we get back on the road. All of those things. Danny's Mess is saying it's worth it. The end result is so cleansing. Okay, so notice that. Congratulations are free. Do it. You won't regret it. Okay? I love it. You guys, this has been really fun. I didn't mean to go on a little bit longer, but because I had the opportunity, I did. But let me say this. The best thing you can do is to get the help you need for what you're struggling for, and get it like starting today. Because as soon as you do that, you're on the way, and it's going to feel better just by taking that step. All right? I got to hang out. Got to do my stuff. You guys rock. I will see you the next time I'm doing a thing. I think it's on Wednesday. Check the thing that's posted on top of my TikTok live, my TikTok page. Follow my page so you get notified when I do a TikTok live. Get on the Destination Decluttered mailing list, destinationdecluttered.com/join, because that's when we have more of a relationship, and I can help you find a space that works for a consultation so we can get you into coaching, get you feeling good for inviting people over when the holidays hit, and also in that post-holiday cleanup and starting off the new year with grand help, okay? I will talk to you later. Bye.